welcome to the vlog. Today I'm at Pinners Conference and I have been there for about 3-ish hours so far. I went at noon and then had a class at 1, and I kind of wanted to talk about the conference, kind of review it a bit, because I've never been. Apparently it happens all the time. It's called Pinners Conference, and I think it's supposed to be like Pinterest, so there's lots of creatives, art, DIY type stuff, and so I thought I would check it out, of course, and it has been really cool. I don't know if it's exactly as I imagined, so I'll start with when I got there at noon. It was bustling. Most of my clips I have right now it's way died down, and today is the second day. So it started on Friday and I worked, so I did not go, and then today is Saturday and great day. I'm sure it was busy yesterday, but I'm sure during noon time it was extra busy. You have to pay, I think it's 12 to 16 to go in, and then you can pay extra for classes. So I think I paid $25, and that got me entrance in and 2 classes. And I booked online about a month early. I saw this was happening, and one of my classes I actually got kicked out of. I guess their system must have not been all locked in or whatever, so they overbooked a class and had to kick people out. On the website you could buy class kits, which is the materials needed to complete a class, and this class was sewing minimalist wallets, kind of like those thread wallets, and they were here. So I wonder if they kind of put, I don't know and sorry if it's loud. It is 93 degrees. I'll show you. Hopefully you can see that. Anyways, it is 93 degrees and I'm blasting the air in my car. I'm taking a break. My next class is at 4 and I still need to buy the kit. Okay, back to what I was saying. I hadn't bought the kit because online it was don't buy it unless, because you can buy it day of, don't buy it unless you for sure are gonna go. And I was okay, if I can buy it day of, why would I pay ahead of time? But I bet you I was one of the probably middle to beginning people, but because I didn't buy the kit, they kicked me out. And so I tried to go online and pick a new class, but it still had everything grayed out, and one screen it only showed my one class, but one screen showed the old class and the new class. So I emailed them and it was hey, I was looking to sign up for a new class, and this is about 5 days before the conference, and I signed up probably about a month before it happened, before the conference started. So I got kicked out of that, tried to sign up for something else. It was a charcuterie board class, and I was kind of hoping it'd be little groups or whatever, we made it together maybe. I mean, this one didn't have a kit, and I didn't know that because I couldn't really sign up for it, and it told you kind of that information when you were signing up. So it was cool. We got to try some of the stuff. They had a really cool, I've never heard of a marinated cheese, so they put a goat cheese, I believe, and a cream cheese and a balsamic that had Dijon, honey, and some spices in it, and that was really good on a cracker. And then they had this other cheese that I guess they sell at my local grocery store that I'm interested in getting. It was a Manchego Monster, I don't remember. They said it was fairly affordable, so I might be buying that all the time now. That was really good. And then yeah, they just put a board together. Everyone was really enthusiastic and asking questions. I thought the setup was pretty good. The conference did a good job at making sure that their headsets worked, and like that they had a slideshow and a little above view video, and everything worked. So I thought that was really good. So I know those little like logistics can be hard when you're putting on a big convention like this, because they have classes going yesterday all day and then today all day, and so everything worked. They did a great job, and this is a local company, so yeah, I'm really excited. I'd totally use them if I'm booking like a party or something. So they did a great job. I just wish it was more hands-on, you know, because you come to these things and want a class. Like, I want to be like crafty, I guess, is what I had in mind. And so that was about 1. So I'd been there about an hour, kind of wandering, just getting the lay of the land before that. I was worried that since today's the second day and it's the afternoon, that either I wouldn't have very much time to walk around in between classes, which was not the case. I should have just come for the first class, or everything would be kind of sold out, which was not true. So I don't know. It's been great so far, I think. One of the things I've noticed that is maybe not my cup of tea is like the very religious stuff. There's like lots of like religious things to buy, like temple Legos and light up churches, and there's lots of Easter stuff as well. So I wonder if it's maybe part of like the timing, but also my location. And I think lots of crafters are religious. Like if you've been to a Hobby Lobby, you would know. So yeah, that's just like something I wasn't expecting in a way, but I just kept on going. There was one girl selling hot tools, but they were like aren't supposed to burn you, but they were expensive. She was like, I can give you a discount, $150, and I was like, ooh, I am not that type of girl, but it does look good. Like I came here and my hair was like just like blow dried. I do have this like all in 10-in-1 heat protectant. That stuff is best. So I put that on there, and that works awesome. So at least I had some heat protected in there, but it's looking good. And then I will show you some of the other stuff that I got. I did buy some things. I knew I would be. So I found this company that is from Meridian, Idaho, and they were selling like really cute jewelry. I'm from Meridian originally, so I thought that was really cool. They were really nice. I got this cute little necklace. Everything is stainless steel. I think they're gold plated. They even say on there Meridian, Idaho, and I was like, oh my gosh, me too. So I got that, and I like how dainty that is. I'm really into like dainty jewelry, so I love that. One thing I noticed is a lot of the jewelry looked similar in different booths. So I did like this one. They're called Salted Avenue. I did like that. I didn't see any of their jewelry anywhere else. There's another booth that was the last one I went to. This Coin and Co. They also have stainless steel gold plated jewelry. Get in here. Anyways, I got these big old hoops. I saw someone on some show, I think recently, wearing some big old hoops, and I just thought they looked cute. And I love a little hoop, especially now that I have my seconds in. I like to do like a little dangle and a short, and sometimes I like when people like switch them, do the short first and then the dangle second. So, and these were really affordable. The necklace was like $20. These earrings were only $26, so I thought that was doable. And then the only other thing, oh, this was my other gripe about this place, was a lot of the businesses only sold small to large sizes. And I even went up to one booth, and there's this other curvy gal who was the one attending the booth, and there was these cute brown with white polka dotted like shorts, and they're in a basket just piled, and so I start getting down there. I'm like crouched in the middle of the aisle, and I kind of like, before I start going through every single one of these to find an extra large, I'm gonna just ask, because I've already been through most of the spots and no one's really had extra large. So I asked her, I'm like, so do you guys have any extra large? She's like, no, I'm sorry. And she's like, obviously, because I'm also an extra large. So I'm sure she knew like the struggle. That's like, honestly, I have no problems with being in a large body. I love the way I feel and look, and like I feel healthy and everything. But it comes down to the clothes, and like either not being able to find something, limited sizing, um, walking into like a juniors section on accident where their extra large is really like, and like, yeah, it's annoying. Or when you shop online and it's women's but it's not actually women's sizing, like Billabong looking at you, or a bunch of other ones. It's so hard because you're like, most of the time, if it's a women's sizing, I'm an extra large top and bottom, so I can just roll with that. But yeah, there was little to no extra large in any of the women's clothing. There was like a thrifted t-shirt, sweatshirt booth, but that's not really my thing, especially spending extra like boutique pricing on it. But I'll show you the other thing I got. So we have a One Loved Babe, but I rarely stop there because they don't have very much plus sizing, even though at our mall they have like a plus size what is it, like mannequin up front. So I always like go in there like, oh, maybe they'll have something. Never do. But they did have a very, very, very small plus size section, and I got this cute collared, it's 100% cotton, little button up. I'm in love. I think it is so cute, and it feels good too. I did not try it on, and it was expensive, but they were like, almost every booth had like a sale of some sort going on. So I was like, I'll buy it. But most of the sales were not that good. I think 20% was kind of it. It was like 10% at a lot of them. One person at like this like sportswear brand that I hadn't heard of was like, we've got a great sale of 10% today for the Pinners. I'm like, and someone else was like, we made all of our prices cheaper for the Pinners. This was at Macaron. I had a Macaron at there was 2 different Macaron spots. I had 3 at this one, and they were all hard. I don't know if it was because they were on their second day, because the thing started yesterday, but that was disappointing. Yeah. But honestly, overall, I'm having a great time. I'm so excited for my next class. I'm making a terrarium for carnivorous plants, like a Venus flytrap is what the photo is. And I'm pretty sure this is not like just watching it. I think this is all hands-on, because I think the kit for it is like $45. So I'm hoping to make my own and bring it home, hopefully. So I'm really excited for that. That should be so fun. I wore my handmade dress. I thought, I'm going to a DIY conference and they have like sewing classes and stuff, so I gotta wear my own make. And yeah, I'm just having the time of my life at like a craft conference. And I'll probably check in after I'm done with my next class and give you the lowdown on if it was good or not, because I have high hopes. I'm so stoked. Like, carnivorous plants are fucking dope. Anyways. Okay, we're back, and you saw some videos from my class. It went super well. Honestly, I think he could have like geeked out a little bit more on plants. Honestly, I would have been down. I would have been down to go into air plants. He was super knowledgeable, and I did make my carnivorous plant. It wasn't a Venus fly trap, but it was something else. So this tall guy is one, and then that teeny little like light green guy is one, and then there's moss in there. And he says that they're pretty easy to keep alive. You keep them wet and bright light, and no fertilizer, with filtered water. So let's see if I can keep them alive. He says they'll like kind of attract bugs, which I think is great. I feel like my house always has gnats and stuff, so I'm actually really excited to put this in my house, see if it'll kill some bugs, because I always have gnats. Always, just like every once in a while I'll see one. It's not like all the time, and it's not that bad, but like every once in a while I'll see one. So yeah, that was good. It was a pretty short class. We mostly just assembled it. We took like little sticks and moved around the moss and dirt and all that. So it was great. It's been a long day, long week. Excited to relax. So that is it for this vlog. I will see you next time. Bye.